Oshiomole rubbishes 70,000 naira minimum wage, says workers now poorer than before. Announced to the news info. Senator Adams Oshiomole, former Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) president, has expressed concern over the financial struggles of today's Nigerian workers, suggesting that their economic conditions are more challenging than those who served the country in previous years. Oshiomole, also a former governor of Edo State, questioned the adequacy of the recently announced 70,000 naira minimum wage, pointing out that when converted to US dollars, the amount is roughly $42. He voiced his views during a lecture at the National Institute of Security Studies in Abuja, which was part of a Distinguished Personality Series for the Executive Intelligence Management course, 17 participants. Reflecting on the first minimum wage established under President Shehu Shagari, Oshiomole noted that the 125 naira minimum wage back then held a much higher value, approximately $160. In his lecture titled National Minimum Wage, Reward System and Productivity in Africa, he said, when minimum wage in Nigeria was established under President Shagari, I think around 1981, it was around 125 naira, which was about $160 a month. Today, with the fast increase, 100% increase that the Labour achieved last year, which is now being implemented this month, according to our current exchange rate, is $42. Even the 70,000 naira safe, I've never even started paying it to start with. We know it's not even going to reach any, but I've never even started paying it. No. It's audio money. You just hear it. They will not pay. So if you divide 70,000 naira by 1,650 naira, it gives you $42. So the working people are much more poorer now than we were so many years ago. So this opportunity will depreciate, and that affects the quality of life and everything. Yes, so the former Labour leader urged the federal government, alongside with states generating significant revenue, to consider raising wages beyond the 70,000 naira minimum threshold. See that 70,000 naira that they say, let them even start paying it first before you talk about them increasing it. We know that the 70,000 naira is not going to do anything, but let them start paying it first. Even the copper, that they say they are going to increase their allowance to 77,000 naira. Till today, it's audio. They've not started seeing any 77,000 naira. Oshiomole also advocated for an amendment to minimum wage legislation to include domestic workers and similar roles, ensuring broader coverage of wage standard. He said, but again, if you look at the law in Nigeria, which I hope we'll be able to amend very soon, although the federal government and the states have agreed on a minimum wage, for example, at 70,000, there are still people who are paying less than that. Even under the law, because it says you have to have about 25 to 50 employees, minimum for that law to be applicable to a particular enterprise. But with the changing technology, a small ICT company employing 10 people can generate so much turnover. So using the number of employees was appropriate when the economy was more broad, driven not with ICT. The minimum wage issue, it is well. That is even if they are going to pay the money, because things are hard. Imagine you buy fuel, you buy foodstuffs, you pay house rent, you do 70,000, and what is it going to cover? Nothing. It's not even going to cover food for a week or 2 weeks, not to talk of you paying house rent, paying children's school fees, buying clothes, all of those things. 70,000 naira is small, but at least let them even start paying it first before we start hearing that they should increase it. Because these people, they do not care. Even the 70,000 naira is like it's tearing their pockets. Meanwhile, they are enjoying their lives with their family, traveling out of the country, doing everything they like. But they do not care. Umoye Maxwell says, thankfully enough, you are still in power. Do something about it and stop complaining. Exactly. Adekunle Damilare says, even if APC are using poverty as weapon for political influence, it is simply Tinubu's strategy of ruling. But Nigerians fail to see it when we are shouting not to vote for this baron. Yes, poverty is their weapon to make sure that people continue to vote for them. Because come 2027 now, you see them, they'll start sharing rice. They'll start acting as if they care about you. They want you to survive. It's a lie. They want you to die. They are just doing that to deceive you. For another 4 years, you are going to suffer. But people are not learning their lessons very well, that these people, they do not care about us. We will never learn. John James says, I never knew this guy can be that caring. Are you talking from your heart? We don't know. Or political talk. You guys don't care. How come you are different? I wonder because they do not care about anybody but themselves and their families. It's only their pocket they're after. They don't care if you die. They only need you during election. In fact, they don't even need us again because they're always rigging election now. If you like, vote. If you like, don't vote. Anybody that INEC says win, that is the person that won election. Despite your vote or anything. At least 2023, we know who we voted for. We know who INEC said won. So, your vote doesn't even count anymore. So, come 2027, people will still allow themselves to be used by these people because it is hunger that they have made a weapon. If they say, oh, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, they'll come and sell their votes for another 4 years of suffering. I hope that people are ready to learn and endure that hunger because we are hungry right now. Endure that hunger very well and make sure that we vote the right people into power. If not, suffering continues for us. Collins Eagwood says, a genuine comrade ever remains a comrade forever. John Adabo says, you should be ashamed of yourself. Why tell the suffering masses instead of Tinubu, who you are foolishly supporting? Or they know where they are supposed to direct the talk to, but they are just doing all of that to notice me, acting as if they care about you. But it is a lie. It is a lie. They will say this thing in front of you, and then behind your back, they will start laughing and mocking at us. So those people, they never say anything. Shebi Wike too said, oh, everybody cannot be happy. He is happy. Happy that we are suffering. Happy that people are struggling to survive, but they do not care. What's their business? Osahan Dennis says, when you, Oshiomole, was with them in the struggle, they were fair. But when they gave NLC, gave you the political ladder to climb up and fight for them, they became poorer and weak and not able to fight again. Abi? Engineer Mohammed says, the more you look at Adams Oshiomole, the less you see. Hypocrite at his highest order. I'm telling you, he's an hypocrite. All this one is saying is just eye service. It's eye service, so behind the back, they are laughing at us, they are mocking us. Adekunle Omoshebi says, is any APC state ever paying minimum wage? Exactly, I've never even paid him. Okay, today is month end. We'll hear if they actually pay the 70,000 naira or it is audio. Because those people, you cannot trust them. You cannot trust them with anything. They lie a lot. A lot. Adebayo Olani says, yeah, man, why can't you support NLC during the struggle so that Nigerians will see you as future president, but your actions are that of a hypocrite? See him as future president of which country? I beg going. If they are mentioning some people that should be president, people should be knowing the names that you'll be mentioning. Oshiomole, for where? Osas Benva says, see him, were you not there when it was being dragged? What effort did you make to support Labour? Nothing. As long as it is not affected, they don't care. As long as they are not suffering, they don't care. They are collecting allowances. Allowances for everything, for their children, for wardrobe, for car, for this, for that. They are telling us to endure. Meanwhile, they cannot endure and say, okay, remove the allowance for this one, remove the allowance for this one. Let us see how long this one will go to help the citizens. No, they will not never suggest that one. But they will keep telling us to endure till when? I beg. He's an hypocrite. He's just lying. All this one is notice me. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.